When Sony Entertainment was hacked and then all of a sudden we found out that the movie, the Seth Rogen comedy, The Interview, was not going to be released because someone dastardly said, if you dare do, we will once again take you to task, there were those of us who sat back and said, marketing ploy, gotta be, let's sell tickets. Of course, we were all told we're wrong. Guess what? Come Christmas Day, how'd you like to buy tickets in certain cities to go see The Interview? Let's welcome to MidPoint, the founder and president of the M Network Branding and Strategy, Thom Mozloom joins us. Tom, I swear, if we could have just put money on this, we could have said that Christmas Day, that movie will still be in the theaters.
Yes, I was quietly hoping that it would come out at some point that this was all one big marketing ploy, but I fear once the CIA and the FBI got involved and international, parties started taking down North Korea's internet service, I think it's the real deal, but I do think it's going to sell tickets anyway.
Now, we ought to point out that what we're not saying here is that this was an orchestrated ploy. We don't know any of that. But what we're saying here is Sony has announced today that they are going to make the movie available in certain theaters. They've got independent theaters in Georgia, Ohio, Texas, Virginia, and South Carolina say they will show the film on Christmas Day. It's not as if, and again, we don't want to be accused of saying that Sony planted this all from the very beginning, but they sure know how to take advantage of it, don't they?
So here's the deal. If this thing gets great ticket sales numbers, if this works out well, you could bet sometime next year some other movie studio will be hacked by some other nefarious foreign country. It will be the new black dress of marketing movies, if that's where this goes to.
All right, now wait a minute. We have to go ahead and say this out loud. In your, you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
In your opinion, notice how I couch that so the legalese can't come to us. In your opinion, do you think that Sony knew going in that they could take advantage of this, knew they might have a bomb on their hands, and could use this to drive up ticket sales?
Well, if you're asking, did they know that this was going to happen?
No, probably not. When it did happen.
Probably not.
Right.
But, listen, there's teams of people behind the scenes who, when the crisis happens, they look for a way to, make lemonade out of lemons. And I think that once this hit the 24/7 news cycle and got talk about, Sony was doing everything it could to put this thing on screens. The fact that it's not the big guys, it's not the AMC movies or any but those guys putting this thing out, that tells me a lot. But the real deal is, listen, this is an opportunity. You can't just let it go. You put it on and make your money.
And we should point out that what you're talking about is the AMC, the big chains, AMC and Regal. They have said that right now they will not support the Christmas release. They're not going to carry it. It's independent. But
that's right.
If we follow our marketing expertise right down the line, if it does well in the independent theaters, then probably first, second week of the year, right?
If it does well in the independent theaters and there is no backlash, there's no repercussions from airing it, then the big guys will jump in and they'll air it too. They'll screen it as well. But the fact of the matter is that this thing was never going to sit on shelves. This was always going to be a big ticket seller after this thing goes away. The sooner they could get it on the screens, the better. If it doesn't air, they lose $200 million. No corporation's going to choke on that.
Always taking wonderful advantage. And probably, though people can't see, it's just a wink and a nod, Tom. That's all. Gee, okay, we're not going to release this because it was a terrorist thing. Actually, I'm sorry, it's just a little twitch in my eye. That's all. I can't quite get to it. We'll wait to see.
Who greenlights a movie where the president... Never mind. That's a whole different conversation.
Who doesn't like a movie that makes fun of a rotund little dictator? There you go. Okay, I said it. Now I'm in big trouble. Tom, always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Listen, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the good stuff. We'll talk to you in 2015.
See you, man.
All right, take care. So now you can go see The Interview on Christmas Day, but only in certain theaters in those states. Somebody send me a note and tell me how it is so I know better. Rock on, true believers. Thanks so much for joining us. This is my final day of the year here. I will next see you on January the 5th of 2015. A very happy new year to everybody. Thank you so much to the crew, the people behind the scenes here for making it all possible in 2014. We're going to have a hell of a great 2015. Rock on. We'll see you then, and thanks for joining us.